It doesn't matter if black people boycott. They're rich without you. They don't even need your money. Plenty of their people who are the richest in the world buy from them. You not buying anything does absolutely nothing. So what she did was more about her pride against that woman. And I respect that. Hello, everyone. I'm Cerebral, and this is Cerebral Talks TV. And thank you so much for joining me. I have another story that I want to share with you that is not shocking whatsoever. And we know Miss Iman, supermodel legend Iman, Iman. She called out something she has experienced, why she does not wear Celine bags, handbags, purses. As you can see on the screen, you probably have seen these purses. Prices range from $3,000 and up. Celine is a luxury brand. That's Celine, the designer, right there on the screen. And Iman said that she said some racist things back in the day about hiring black models for her show, wearing her designs. And she, to this day, does not wear Celine. And I want to share the article with you. And it's not shocking. This is not the first time we've heard something like that. That's why I love to see black luxury designers getting support. I love to see that. And I'm not saying you cannot wear or you shouldn't wear other luxury brands by people who are not black. Buy what you want. But Celine said some things that rubbed Iman the wrong way. And she said, I'm not going to give you my money. I'm not going to give you my money. And I've seen this happen before. So I'm going to share the article with you. And again, I love to see black celebrities big up, support, wear outfits from black designers because it really helps their career. It really helps everybody. And I love to see that. I love to see that. It's very, very important. So let me just share the story. As if we were a trend to be disposed of, supermodel Iman says she boycotted Celine bags again after claiming the designer made racist remarks after feeling forced to hire black models. Iman is not shelling out money to support designers who refuse or push back on hiring black models. In her own way, the fashion icon has been quietly boycotting a luxury brand's coveted handbags after an encounter that took place a decade ago. Now, I can already imagine some of the responses. I know what will come. There will be some people who will say, well, if it was a black-owned company and they don't hire white models, nobody says anything. That's true also. There will be people who say, well, get your own. Iman has her own fashion line. Usually you see it on, QVC or HSN. Her line has been pretty successful, but I had spoke about that before. Yes, black people can get there, but it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while when you don't have power or own a lot of TV networks. You need connections, and a lot of those connections and people who can literally help your brand reach the heights it needs, besides your own people buying it, are people who are not black when it comes to business, having those allies and friendships and business friendships. All of that matters. Okay, we need to live in reality. Can it happen? The success of black designers getting on the level of a Celine bag? Yes, especially when there are more high profile public figures who are black wearing the designer's handbags and outfits and stuff. And marketing is the key word. The key word. I could do a whole video on that. I might wait until the end of this video to talk more about that. There's a lot that goes in to business and getting on top and becoming that luxury brand. And there are a lot of obstacles and adversity a lot of black people go through and will go through and to get to that level. And the support of black people, everyday black people who can't afford luxury, supporting black designers with $3,000 handbags matters. But does the average black person, at least in this country, can afford a $3,000 bag on average? Let's just have, I'm going to save it. I'm going to wait till the end of the video. Let's continue with this article. Okay, the Sway's Universe interview in 2022 began recirculating this on Twitter, where she shared her story of what happened. In it, she explained how her diversity coalition, which includes Naomi Campbell and former model Bethann Hardison, put fashion houses and the Council of Fashion Designers of America, Inc., on notice about their lack of non-white models in shows heading into the 2013 New York Fashion Week. Iman claimed that runway casting agents were reaching out to agencies in search of only white talent. The agents would say, "We're not seeing Black models this season," as if we're a trend to be disposed of. Exactly. Like, a model is a model. They're there to show the clothes. That's why you see a lot of models are not even fixed up a good portion of the time. They say you're here to walk and show off the outfit, display the outfit, a walking display. It doesn't matter what color you are. This is racism. But this is what happens when you don't hold the strings and you don't have the power. You're in the graces of other people. And that is what it is. And there is a process and steps to get out of that. And it's not something overnight. We're going to talk in reality. But I'm happy that Iman took a stand, because she can afford plenty of Celine bags. She's rich. She's like, no, I don't think so. No. Okay, so the Iman founder, she explained by highlighting the racist practices, it was not about calling them out or canceling them. I'm calling them in. I'm bringing awareness and making them understand. I'm giving you the opportunity to know what the casting agents are telling me about you and your company not wanting Black models. And if you are okay with that, then I'm going to call your words. I'm going to call you out. The Star Trek actress alleged that designer Phoebe Philo was especially resistant to the thought of having a diverse cast of models represent the Celine brand. Philo served as the creative director from 2008 until 2018, when she retired. Under her guidance, Celine's bags became a must-have item among celebrities and the wealthy. Every woman, Black, white, of every age that I know, coveted Celine bags. You know, it was always on the wait list, the wait list, says Iman. Philo had never used Black models to represent the line. Her response to the Diversity Coalition's call to action made it clear she was uninterested in changing course. You know, I can imagine what some people might think. Let's say they are racist in charge. They probably think, well, I don't have to do anything for you. This is my company. I can hire who I want. You cannot make me put Black models as the face if I don't want to with my own company. And if it was reversed and a Black person did this, would the response be the same? Would there be outrage? I'm not saying either is right. I believe in diversity and all of that, but we know reality. I'll save it to the end of the video. Hold on.
One of the designers was a woman called Philo, who did Celine. Every woman, Black, white, every age that I know of. One of the designers was a woman called Philo, who did Celine. Every woman, Black, white, every age that I know of, coveted Celine bags. Mm-hmm. You know, it was always, waitlist.
Those bags.
And so Philo said, am I going to be forced to use Black? She's never used Black models. So she said, am I going to be forced to use Black models? I said, no. I mean, there's got to be the right Black model for you. You know, there can't be no Black model that's not right for you. And but just by she saying that, yeah. I said, and I did this because I've done it, but I never said it, publicly. I said, for the action of she saying that she has to have the choice not to use Black models, that's why I have never bought a Celine bag.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Wow!
She has the right to her runway. and I have a right to my pocketbook.
Absolutely.
So so I never owned a Celine bag for that. That's what I mean by boycott.
It's like it's lots of bags I can own. I don't need a Celine bag, especially if she feels nothing for me.
Are you essentially accusing the industry that you've done very, very well in of being racist?
No, I'm saying the act of not choosing models of color is racist. So we're not calling them racist. We're saying the act is racist. And I'm also saying that they may not intentionally know, but they do choose, they hire casting directors, they hire stylists, and they are now the ones that choose the models, not so much the designer anymore. So it's not directly the designer, but it does affect their house and their brand.
So what you're saying is that over 82% of last year's walks on fashion runways
Correct.
in New York, in
Correct.
New York Fashion Week, were white models and just 6% black.
6% black and 9% Asian.
And is this worse than it was when you went into the business, 27 years ago?
Yes, it was. It is, sorry, because when I started modeling, I did Yves Saint Laurent, I did Elijah, Gianni Versace. There was a great balance of models and colour.
But you're a world-famous supermodel. Why can't you go up to Victoria Beckham?
Who says I haven't?
And what does Victoria Beckham say?
I haven't gone up to Victoria Beckham, but who says I haven't gone up to designers that I am friendly with and said, hey, why are you not using more models of colour? I have.
And what do they say? What do your friends say?
We want to, you're right, but it doesn't happen.
You're the face that launched 1,000 magazine covers. Doesn't your success prove that black models can be extremely successful?
We don't want them to hide behind the aesthetic of when they say, well, the show is going to be this aesthetic this season. We want them just to allow balanced diversity. And yes, I have worked for 27 years, almost 28, and it's very upsetting to me. It's heartbreaking to be sitting here in 2013 even having this interview.
And you've chosen, well, you've named really big brands, Calvin Klein, Armani, Prada. Has it got to the point where you will not work for companies that you think are involved in racist acts?
I'm lucky enough that I work on television now and I still do modeling as well, obviously. And I'm not trying to accuse and point fingers and embarrass anyone. We're just basically trying to say, be aware.
And does the British end of things particularly disappoint you, given that you're Streatham born and bred? That you're naming Alexander McQueen,
I'm not
you're naming
pointing
Mulberry.
at one country, we're pointing to the fashion industry as a whole.
But you're naming Alexander McQueen, you're naming Mulberry, you've named Victoria Beckham.
Yeah, because they haven't used any models of colour.
And how will you measure success from your campaign? The fact that you've written to all these fashion councils.
New York shows have just finished. Huge difference. Big difference. So many more models of colour. 6 black models in Calvin Klein. There were none last year. So things are changing.
You're quite famous for having Nelson Mandela as a role model. And I'm wondering whether you feel this is your campaign now, that this is what you want to do.
I feel this is our campaign. And as I said, Beth Ann Hardison is a woman that I've looked up to and known since I'm 15 years old.
This is your fellow black
Yeah.
model.
And Iman, also the same, with huge respect to both. And I feel if I'm able to open my mouth, which is something Mr. Mandela did tell me I could do when I was younger, if you can help, you use your mouth to help others, do so. If you can speak to help others.
Because, I mean, people, most recently you've been in the headlines for the whole Charles Taylor
I don't want to
Diamonds
talk about that.
business.
I'm
No,
not here
the
to
only
talk
reason
about
I
that.
asked...
I don't care
about
that. This is fashion. This is what I'm known to do. This is my job. When it comes to my job, I don't think anyone can fault me.
I just wondered whether you were worried that
I don't
it
care
made
what
it
people
harder
think
for you
about
to
me.
speak out.
I don't care what
because
people
you've
think
been
about
criticised
me
in the past.
as their opinion. They're allowed to have their opinion. But what they cannot fault me on is my job. And this is my business, fashion. This is what I'm in. And this is what I see.
Okay, I'm going to cut that. Okay, so you're hearing what Naomi said? Okay, so you heard what Naomi Campbell also said. Naomi Campbell still models to this day, and she is the queen of the runway. But also, she said she wasn't going to stop until she saw a change. I know that it's painful to hear some of those things because it reminds you of reality, of the differences when it comes to who's on what level, class, all of these things. And I know that some of you don't always like to talk about it or face reality about it. Can there be a luxury fashion house. A brand, yes. But reality is this. What is luxury? If a black designer wants to charge $3,000 just like Gucci, Celine, and many more, who's going to buy it? If they only wanted to market to black people, 13% of the population, at least in this country, and the average black person on average cannot afford a $3,000 bag. So if you want to be on the level of Gucci with those prices, who's buying it? If you only wanted to stick to black, you can't. You have to have rich people buying it, people with money. That's how you become the luxury brand, because it's high quality. The materials that go into it is not cheap, and it's a luxury brand. So the reality is, how many black brands are going to be luxury with those luxury prices and only market to black people when the average black person cannot afford it? So that's one reality. But the truth is that race should not matter. It really shouldn't, especially not in 2023. I saw how black models still have to do their own makeup, of dark skin, still have to do their own makeup. Naomi Campbell and Iman was complaining about this in the 80s. They still doing it, not hiring hairstylists to do black women's hair, making black women cut off all their hair all the time because they don't know what to do or how to do no hair. The makeup, it doesn't make any sense. But this is the reality of what we go through when you don't have the power in many things. It's not anyone could try to model. But you got black people are going to have to start dominating and forming something, from having your own publications, a public. And there you have some of those, the vlogs and stuff, publishing, marketing companies. The money has to be built in order to get what's needed to get to a certain level. And if you want to get on a certain level, as 13% of the population, you need support. People who are not racist, who will love you. The same way black people support a number of people, the same way. It kind of pains me to see some of these videos a little bit, but I understand. Models have to work. Where are they going to work and make money? Their dreams, they can't be a model. They have to squash their dreams. But then you go to these companies and they're not hiring a lot of black women. So what does the model, the black woman who's a model, what does she do? Where does she go? She doesn't have any high-end black designers to work for like that that's pulling in money. It's a disaster. And this is beyond just fashion. These type of videos in which you see should be a wake-up call to black people. You can go to fashion. I love fashion. I don't have an issue with designers not who are different races or anything like that. But it's a reality. You still get those wake-up calls of where we're at. And people can complain all day long. That doesn't change anything. It's the money and the power what comes with building and getting wealth. So then you can own your own stuff. But your people also have to be at a certain level that they can afford what you have, that you can build and all of that. And if you want to be worldwide like Gucci, well, the world ain't all black. And then it's a slap in the face to you again that there are a number of people all over the world who don't want to support black people. So is there a certain level that we have to stay at as a group when it comes to business and money? Or you can get to a certain level, but that's as good as it gets. I don't like hearing that or thinking that. But I also believe in reality. But I also believe and know that there is a process that has to take place. There are steps to building what needs to be done, and it will not be done overnight. So I don't want to hear people just say, well, just do this, black people. Yeah, you can. And it ain't going to happen overnight. It's going to take years. Naomi and Iman have been modeling since the damn 80s, and they still are talking about the exact same thing, and the models are still going through it. So what we have to do is take a look back. Oh my goodness. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't want people coming up on here being racist of any race, including black. Not everybody dislikes you. There will be people. It's kind of interesting to me. I'll wait to the end of the video. Okay, so you see Beyonce right here. I want to show you the power of what a black celebrity can do for a black designer. Because you oftentimes see them always showing up to award shows and Gucci and Prada and all this other stuff. And the dresses are beautiful. It's okay to wear them sometimes, but you know, do you ever really see them showing up to the Oscars in a black owned designer's dress? Not really, especially not a black woman designer's dress. That's another issue, too, of black women designers being supported. So we know that a lot of black people who are in the arts, musicians, and sports have a lot of power and influence. And just shouting out a black designer or wearing them can make a huge difference in their career. And Beyonce is a great example of what she did for Telfar. It says Beyonce swapped her Hermes Birkin bag for the way more affordable Telfar, and now sales are skyrocketing. If you've been listening to Beyonce's album on repeat, you know she publicly denounced Hermes Birkin handbag collection in favor of a small but cult-like fashion brand, Telfar, by the designer Telfar Clemens. She said, "This Telfar bag imported Birkins, ? Them S's is in storage." She sings on her final track, Summer Renaissance. It's a pretty major name check for the brand, which makes its bags using vegan leather with a signature T logo. Okay, also Oprah Winfrey and Bella Hadid are also fans. So, though much more affordable than the Hermes designs, Telfar bags are pretty hard to get a hold of, just like the famous Birkin. Okay, the $255 classic shopper, which was known as the Bushwick Birkin thanks to its popularity in the Brooklyn neighborhood, sells out completely. Even more so since Beyonce shouted him out, his handbags. So that is it with the articles, but this is a conversation that is not new. And what makes me sad is to think that this is a conversation that's going to continue for maybe 500 years. That's if things do not change in this world. You know, racism is not someone just saying, I don't like you because of your skin color. I don't like you because of your facial features. I don't like you because of your tribe. I don't like you because of your religion. I mean, it is, but it also is in so much business, healthcare. And what do you do when you're not the one controlling anything and your life is in the hands of other people, the mercy of other people? That's a problem. But you should be able to trust people. You should be able to trust people. You should be able to be friends with anyone. You should be able to do business with people. And I see hypocrisy on both sides, though, because I've mentioned it. I noticed that when I had a video up of an Ethiopian woman who liked black men, she had to hide them because her people wouldn't accept it. And she liked him, and it made her sick because she felt like with everything black people built here, y'all should be the ones who are snobby and not wanting to mess with other people. Like it should be a privilege for us to date you with who you are, but you don't recognize who you are. Not saying that, you know, black American culture is perfect, but she was saying that, and all throughout the comments, there were so many black people saying, see, well, it's different. Black people should be like them and be prejudiced and all of that. I noticed that when people who are not white work with their own people and are racist, dominating hotels and all types of stuff and won't hire black people, people say, yeah, that's good. It's nothing good about being racist. But y'all, a number of black people support it like that's how we should be. But you're not, and you're not doing that in mass. Even if I want to see black people do well. I want to see all of that. I don't agree with being racist, anybody being racist. You know, people shouldn't be denied a chance to make a living and opportunity just because of where they come from and all of that stuff. But everybody's in competition with everybody and stuff like that. And I feel like what happened to FUBU? There were black people in fashion trying FUBU. It used to be one of the hottest things, just disappeared. You don't hear nothing about FUBU. Puff Daddy and Sean John. What happened with that? Sean John was pretty successful. I don't know what happened. Okay. Baby Fat. Now, you know, I know some people say, well, Kamora, listen, you know, she's half black and she marketed her clothing to a number of black people, and people not black, were wearing her outfits. You know, you can go to so many hoods or the mall and you would see Baby Fat. Baby Fat to me was a really good brand. I mean, I love Baby Fat. It's beautiful. And it was very successful. Kind of disappeared. I don't know what went on. So there haven't been that many up there fashion brands that are black that we know of. Not really. And the ones that there were, they like disappeared. I don't know if it was because they were marketing it to black people and black people cannot afford constantly $500 jeans or pants. Baby Fat wasn't that expensive. It wasn't cheap either, but not super expensive. But it's a shame to see this. I'm not surprised, though, because I've heard about it before. And it's good that, honestly, it's good that what Iman did was about her pride. Because white designers from around the globe who are very successful, like Celine, it doesn't matter if black people boycott. They're rich without you. They don't even need your money. Plenty of their people who are the richest in the world buy from them. You not buying anything does absolutely nothing. I have to be honest with you. You can say I'm not going to buy from them. They don't care. It's not affecting their money on average. So what she did was more about her pride. And I respect that. Like, you know what? You don't like my people. You don't like me. You think we're some sort of crayon or a little cupcake or some type of trend. Or you don't think we deserve to work as models and stuff and to be seen and to be hired working like anyone else. You don't want us representing your brand. So, she didn't curse her out. She simply said, I'll just buy whatever I want. I'm not buying from you. You ain't getting my money. And I respect that as well. I do. But when you see these conversations with her and what Naomi said, it's just a reminder to me of where the world is and where our race is, where you have to face reality about stuff. But also, instead of us complaining and sounding like you're whining or begging someone, even though the reality is, people do have to work. If you don't dominate or have an empire yourself, I can't put it into words. I don't have my notes written down. Again, I don't want racist people coming on here. You can still go to shows, date who you want, all of that. It's about the money and money circulating. Now, I wanted to pull up Puff Daddy, another example. I've seen what he's been saying a lot. Going on and on and on about the lack of money in the black community and this and that. He's worth $1 billion, $600 million to $1 billion. Black people who do have money, and there are a number up in America who got money. They're not trying to use that money, it seems, to build a black empire. You can talk until you're blue in the face. I refuse to believe you're oppressed completely when you have $600 million to $1 billion. Don't get me wrong. I understand you still work for people. Sometimes you don't have all the power, but that's a lot of money. And you have to become innovative and work with other black people. Black people ain't got no vision of working together to build anything. There are individual successes here and there, but there's no community. There's no goal. There's no empire trying to be built of black people dominating in business and with money and putting the money together, or the best, like W.E.B. Du Bois and all of them, getting the best of the best literally in a room together, like the mafia, the Godfather. So y'all all sit down in a room and say, you know what? We need to do something right here. Let's come up with something. Instead of always complaining about Jewish record executives dominating and they do this and they do that. Okay, I'm worth this much. You're worth this much as a rapper. Oh my God, let's start a record label together and then bring in Timbaland as the producer, all this stuff. But then again, I know it wouldn't be easy because again, the TV, most black people don't own, you need the TV to help you. That's going to market you, ad campaigns. Black people do not own ABC and all these, from what I know of, the TV, the marketing. So the reality is you do need, in this current time, people not black that's going to work with you. And when there's money involved and they will get a cut, they'll do it, some of them. And you do have some who won't because they are racist and they do not want to see you completely independent and making that money. That exists too. So that's all I want to say for right now. I could talk and talk and talk, but my mind is racing. It's just I don't want this to still be the same story 500 years from now because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And again, I believe that it could happen. Black people making it to the promised land, as they say, and all that, but it's not going to happen overnight. That's going to take some years. I said I gave I gave an estimate before. It wasn't good. It's going to take a long time. It's a mindset that Black people have to be on, and definitely accepting. Stop being so sensitive and emotional. Stop trying to control everybody down to our love lives and all of that, and think about business. All those mafia movies you love, take some notes from them. Remember when oh my God, what was his name in The Godfather? When Sonny wanted to get back at the family, he said it's business, not personal. He had to calm him down. Stop trying to make a bad decision because you are emotional and upset about what it is. It's business at the end of the day. You got to think about business and stop being a baby and get strategic. Okay? There's so many lessons in The Godfather, even when the senator was talking to Michael Corleone, saying, I don't even like y'all, but okay, I'm going to still do business with you. And then Michael got him back, and he was in his hands and he needed him. You know, it's a good movie, but, you know, these are just, look, the modeling industry still is just horrible. It's good, but horrible too. I love fashion. I like a number of clothing pieces I see from designers. And I do remember when BET had ripped the runway. But again, I don't want Black people always being the bootleg, low-level version of everything. You up here and they down there. And that's how it's been forever in this country. I refuse to live my life like that or be seen like that. I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's why there are a lot of Black people who do want to work with other Black people outside of this country to have a global reach, because just being 13% of the population ain't enough to do what needs to be done. Now, could you have a good functioning community of people who are upper middle class doing well? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's very possible. But there is also things that would have to be dealt with within this race for that to work. And then you get into the issue of classism and stuff like that. Like-minded, only working with like-minded, because it ain't gonna all happen for everybody. But there needs to be a vision that can actually happen. Some way of building the money up, you know. And that's why I said I did like and admired Atlanta so much. One reason is because there's so many Black entrepreneurs there who are doing so well, you know. I really do love to see that a lot. One of the reasons I have supported a number of Black-owned businesses here on my channel, because I understand what needs to be done too. As well, I understand the importance of it, because a lot of people are not promoting their very amazing businesses. And you don't always have to have luxury and be super rich to be happy and live well and all of that. But, you know, a lot of Black people who are designers want to be on the level of Gucci and Prada. Just like, you know, everyone wearing what they design and admiring their work. So I understand it. And I hate to see Black women models going through what they still go through. It's disgusting to me and it's horrible. And it tells shame on the world. Shame on the world globally. Not everybody's racist, but there are, I say it's 50-50, and shame on everybody who's racist and evil. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. You need to be ashamed. Everybody, I mean everybody like that. It just disgusts me. So I just wanted to share this. Iman took a stand, period, with her pride against that woman. And she sent a message. I can buy from someone else. So I just wanted to share this with you. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Anyone is welcome on this channel, but I keep it real and I talk about some controversial topics. So if you can handle that and you like it over here, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell for all notifications. You will know when I'm live and when I upload. Bye.